This morning, we look into two critical emergencies, one happening within our borders and the other happening outside our borders. But these are two critical alarms about situations that were never even fully put into place or the ones that have crumbled. Good morning and you're welcome to Active Citizens. The program is Morning Pulse and my name is Sharon Enemchiku. Joining me in the studio are the persons of Ifoma Odi and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Also joining us via Zoom is our analyst in person of Mr. Oladimeji. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sharon. A bright day it is.
You too, sir. You sound quite chipper this morning.
Well, I woke up on the brighter side.
Oh, hallelujah.
To hear that.
Since the weather did not get across to all of us, you're looking quite warm. I feel like it's really chilly this morning, but I don't know, you look good. Anyways, we are going straight to the story. First, the health sector. Nigeria has received over 5.4 trillion naira in World Bank loans and funding support under ambitious health reform initiatives. The goal? To fix a system long plagued by poor infrastructure, low worker morale, and crippling access barriers. But on the ground, hospitals are still under-equipped. Doctors are leaving in droves and patients pay with their lives or flee abroad to survive. If this much money has come in, why are results so scarce? Now, shift scenes to Borno State, where fear isn't a policy issue, it's a daily reality. Boko Haram's resurgence has once again pushed entire communities out of their homes across the border into Cameroon. Thousands of Nigerians are now sleeping on streets, in schools, and under trees, displaced, destitute, and forgotten. Despite international agreements and regional coalitions, coordinated humanitarian responses remain weak. Now, these are the two stories we'll be taking a look at. But let's start first with the money that we have borrowed over 9 years for our health sector. That is 5.4 trillion naira according to our current exchange rate over the past 9 years for a health sector that is understaffed, underfunded, and is lacking in every area possible. What do you make of that, Mr. Daniel?
Well, it still boils down to the same issue we keep talking about on a daily basis, where we are looking out for good governance, looking out for people with conscience, you know, people who understands why Nigerians need good health facilities. Exactly. It's quite unfortunate that every day, every now and then, we travel out of this country, the politicians, just because they do not believe in the health system of our country. Now, not just that they do not believe, they have really bastardized the system. In the sense, you look at how much money we keep borrowing, throwing into the bills they pass in the House of Assembly for health and all these things. But the president, the vice president, every head of the Federal Executive Council, you hardly see them treat themselves in any of Nigerian hospitals. Why? Because they don't have confidence in the level of health workers we have. But who are we to blame? They are the ones to be blamed. So all this money we keep hearing 5 trillion, this or that. Where, how does it replicate? We go out about, you know, helping other people's country to help the health sector.
That's a funny thing.
You understand? You do brain surgery there, abroad. You do everything that has to be done abroad. And you keep telling doctors not to leave. You keep telling health workers not to leave. What you're showing that there is no reason for them to become medical doctors
in the first place,
to practice in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So there is no conducive environment for our health workers. So many of them need to leave.
Yeah. and find something.
And find something, and find a place where their expertise is being appreciated.
Yeah.
And that is it.
All right, you know, that's a valid point. But coming to you, Ifoma, how do you think with the mass migration that we have from our doctors, even nurses, to better, you know, living conditions and working conditions, what do you have to say to the government if they are watching in order to make this place more, you know, conducive for them to work and to live here?
Okay, the president of NAD actually argued that it's not like money has not been allocated to the health sector. But the thing is that the people or the persons that were placed to, you know, make sure that this money gets to those that is supposed to get to, they siphon the money. That is number one. And that is where you see that even the healthcare system is it's not in good condition. The one that they even have, they can't even maintain it. You could see that doctors, nurses are fleeing out of the country. You understand? Because they don't even have a better living condition. Do you understand? So I'm saying to the government, you keep on borrowing money every single time. Now we were hearing the other time they borrowed money for education. They borrowed money for allocation of vehicles. I don't know if they did that.
Those things are
They did. If they did that, but now we're now hearing that they are equally borrowing money for the health.
No, this
so
they
have sectors. Wait, what I'm trying to say is that this money is not even coming in whole. They are kind of dividing it. They'll borrow this certain amount of money, push it to this particular sector. They'll borrow another one.
Anybody that says that is borrowing money for education, you see.
No, you know that this one, the most part that is not even borrowing. They are giving it to them for free. It's a grant. It's like they are giving it to us.
And I'm telling you that the president of NAD is arguing that money, they can't even access it. They don't have access to it. So it boils down to the person that is placed in charge of it. So I'm telling government, just like what you say, I'm telling government, I mean, those persons that you need to, that you place this money in their hands to manage, I think at this point, they need to account every dime that they have been allocated. You get, that's why.
Mr. Oladimeji, coming to you, what political reforms do you think that we need in order to sort of ensure that this money gets to the right people, or that when this happens, there's a sort of, you know, punishment that comes along with it?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. But maybe I should rephrase that question for myself so that I can answer it properly. I've always said it that I will ask myself, what do we need to do in all of these sectors? Primarily the one we are discussing currently, which is the health sector. What do we do in this sector to bring it back to life? I mean, to give confidence to Nigerians so that they can begin to patronize these facilities, health facilities, rather than, you know, get out of the country just for a common migraine sickness. But that is the same. We do not need policies in our institutions anymore in this country, particularly in this health sector. We don't need policy. What we need is to revamp this institution. Get it to start working. We don't lack policies in this country. We are one of the best, we are one of the countries with good policies on paper. Execution is our problem.
Yeah.
All of this money, where do they go to? We get the allocations, we read the figures, but there are no commensurable HDI in the medical sector, I mean the health sector, to tell us that these monies are actually being spent in the right direction. And of course, perhaps when we have a good leadership, we begin to have something in the semblance of that and to even give policy to it and challenge. Maybe by that time the president will be able to stop the ministers and all of the members of the administration from traveling out for medical attention. By then lady will be pleased.
All right. I like that you said that maybe they will try and stop them from traveling for medical attention, because I think
won't die.
yes, because
all these people are living in life support.
They're living in life support. But, yeah, because last, I feel that one of the reasons that Nigeria, especially the healthcare in Nigeria, is not getting adequate attention is because, you know, they are not in our shoes. They are not going to the same doctors that we are going to. And what pains me is that we have really intelligent doctors, people that go, people that, you know, study medicine and come out, the nurses, the doctors, whether they are dentists or surgeons, they are really exceptional. And when they go abroad, the hospitals abroad use them to the best of their, exactly, they give them that recognition, give them that room to explore and to grow. But in Nigeria, it seems as though a prophet is not honored in his own hometown, which is really sad. But Mr. Oladimeji made mention of the fact that maybe we don't even need the political reforms. We need a total renovation. We need a total revamp. But do you agree with that?
Yes, I really agree with him. We have a lot of policies here and there.
Yeah.
But the problem with us is implementations. That's where we have the issues. Until we learn to tell, and that's why when I started, I said, people of good conscience. It is the problem. We don't have people of good conscience. People who understands that we need, our health facilities needs to work. Do you understand? People who understand that when you're talking about health, you're talking about somebody's life. You're talking about giving the citizens an adequate, proper health facilities. Do you understand? Now, it is not every now and then we are always on WHO. How do we do that? How do we come on board? Now, even people have even started losing interest. Let me give you just a little idea. Now, there were time in Anambra here, this vaccine, WHO brought the vaccine for the papillovirus vaccine, which is for young girls from 14 years, 9 to 14. Now, parents didn't want to allow their children to take that vaccine because they do not really trust what is coming on board. So this is how the health facility, the health system in Nigeria has made people to start losing interest in it. Some of us are now even reverting to tradomedicals because this is what our forefathers, they believe that they used. And it worked for them. And it worked for them. So you find out sometimes you take drugs, it's not working, and you take agbo or this, and it's working. So we really need to find a common ground on how, you know, like Oladimeji rightfully said, policy is enough. Let's get down to the reality. Let's get down to make things work. Now, if you go to the National Hospital in Abuja, there are a lot of first-grade machines that are there.
In Abuja?
Okay. National Hospital. You need to go there and see the kind of machines that the government has placed. But where are the technical know-how?
Exactly.
Do you understand the issue? Where are the technical know-how that will operate it? Majority of them have all traveled out. Because one, there is no conducive environment. There is no right sense of giving them the right sense of belonging to make sure that these things work. You understand? Even if you give the president a report, let me say there is a CT scan in Nigeria, he would prefer to take it outside to confirm whether the people here are doing the right thing.
I just want to add to what you just said. You know, throwing millions on a failed system will never magically fix it. So the solution here is that until there is good governance, until there is proper accountability, frontline accountability, until there is transparency addressed, all this money will keep on being siphoned and misappropriated. You understand? So that's just what I need to add. You know,
we're talking about this, but I also love us to go straight to the next story because this one is really sad.
I thought Mr. Oladimeji wanted to say something.
Oh, you wanted to say something, Mr. Oladimeji?
Yeah, I was going to remind us that there was a time that he said we have enough in the enough medical experts in this country, and those that want to get out and go ahead and do so.
Yes, you're correct. That was the former Minister of Labour said that. You are correct.
Yes.
So that's interesting that at the end of the day, they're the ones telling them to leave because they say we have experts.
Yes.
The experts that you people are not treating when and paying pension when they retire. But it's okay.
And you're complaining that they're leaving.
They're leaving, no problem. They should keep on leaving, Abi. Let's move on to the next story, which is really sad. The re-emergence of Boko Haram in 2025. What is Boko Haram looking for in 2025? After all the whole meetings and agreements that I felt that the government said that they have achieved. One of the things that really struck me when I read the story was the fact that there is a complete absence of military personnel in these areas that are heavy targets for Boko Haram. Do you understand? They were complaining the other day during the time of this attack that there were no military personnel, that in fact it was the Cameroonian military people, personnel that have been protecting them, but because of the language barrier, you know, Cameroonians speaking French and us speaking English, so they are not able to communicate, and they have also gone back to their country. Now, how shameful is it? How will Cameroonians even see us in the first place? That's what I'm even thinking about. How shameful is it that Nigerians, with all the you know, people that we have armies, naval officers, we don't have people protecting these so-called areas that have been attacked for years by a terrorist group in Nigeria, and they have to now rely on foreign force to help them. I mean, what do you make of that, Mr. Daniel?
It's not as if Nigeria is relying on Cameroonian. There is this MNTJF. It's a multi-national coalition where Niger Republic is there, Chad, Cameroon, all the people living in the border with Nigeria are meant to come together to fight the terror, because this is a border issue. Now, the problem is Niger had issues. Last time, Boko Haram struck at Niger and killed almost 2 battalions of their soldiers. So they reacted. Now, there is a political undertone. When the Niger Republic people did a kind of mutiny to overthrow the sitting president, Nigeria stood against it. Now they withdrew their forces from the border, leaving us vulnerable. And the truth about the whole issue is that majority of the northern politicians knows about this Boko Haram thing. This is a business.
What are they buying and selling?
Whenever any war exceeds 72 hours, it's no longer war, it's a business war. You must understand that fact. Now, these are things they do. Every day here, Boko Haram, here ISWAP. Now, 2 other group has formed theirs. We have Toji Bello, who is now the kingpin they are looking for. And one of the issues is that every now and then, the military comes to the pages of newspaper. We have disseminated Boko Haram. We have done this. We have done that.
They did that this time around.
We killed these people. Hundreds of them were killed. Whereas our soldiers are being killed on daily basis just because people who are sitting in Abuja don't commiserate their actions. I mean, the actions that these guys and it takes. What, in essence, they keep our soldiers vulnerable. Imagine you, a soldier at war, having only 3 magazines to shoot against somebody who is wearing a chain with a KPG. It's not going to work.
It's not balanced.
So a lot is wrong. The military system needs to be revamped. People with conscience must take the helms of affairs. People who wants to stop this menace must take over, so that they know. They wouldn't say they don't know these people who are doing this thing. They won't come out now to tell us they don't know where they are.
They know.
They should reverse to modern technologies. The other day, a British American was kidnapped in Kaduna. They came from the British, they came in. They said they don't want Nigeria to assist them. All they need is to tell them this is the direction where these people were. And they brought out their drone, a modern facility. Trace where they kept the Britain. They went there at night, killed all of them, and rescued the woman and left for Britain.
Without paying it.
Without anybody, without noise. So why do we keep sacrificing the lives of our youths, our people,
children,
just because some people are making millions in that war?
Imagine.
So coming to think, every time you hear Boko Haram is still on, is doing this, that. It's business. People are doing business.
That's a very sad.
I actually want to add something to what we are discussing. It's actually a sad situation. Imagine a situation whereby 80 to 90% of Kirawa people or population are displaced. Thousands left homeless. It's actually a sad situation, and we are, in as much as we are trying so much to analyze the situation, we commiserate with them because this is really sad. It's a terrible situation. Now it leaves me to this saying: when the home is not safe anymore, the borders become blur. Now I come to my state and then I run my business in the day and I go outside the border to go and seek refuge, to rest my head at night. Is this supposed to be so?
It's not.
It's actually sad.
That's why I wanted to ask.
Hold on.
I wanted to ask because of time. Sorry to cut you short, but I wanted to ask. Since the situation is now like this, and we are now relying on Cameroon in a way.
We're not relying on Cameroon.
No, it's not that they are relying on them. It's what circumstances have gotten them to. Because according to the people there, they say they sleep.
Cameroon border is not even safe.
That's what I'm saying. It's not safe. That's why I wanted to ask Mr. Oladimiji. Since the situation of things are like this, what's the way forward? Because now Mr. Daniel said something like we need military presence, we need a revamp of the military force, and we need people there. But do you feel like there's going to be a continuation of influence from the government, on the military, since we are now looking at this as a war business? Do you think that there will be a way whereby governments will infiltrate into the military in order to influence their own personal business?
Thank you very much for that question. Like the comrade said, thank you very much for correcting and stating that narrative, comrade.
Thank you.
The Cameroonians, the Chadians, the Nigerians, they did not leave us to our situation. All right? Something to learn from. But first, let me roll out this data so that we can know, in actual fact, the reality of our state and the construct that we are in. We are the third highest IDP host, internally displaced personnel. We are the third in the world, on the globe. Currently, maybe as of today, I don't know, but a few days ago, the round figure of those lives that we've lost to kidnapping, particularly to Boko Haram insurgency, is around 10,300 Nigerians who are dead already between this year alone. So, with all of these people, and we have 450,000 displaced persons, and these numbers are growing every day. Communities are being taken over by Boko Haram persons, demand their flags, they take over local government. But we have in this country where we have, our personnel, even the foreign governments have come out to say there are Boko Haram sponsors in our government. But we did nothing.
Yeah.
At least, the names on those lists are still very much hidden today. No one knows that. All right? We still have, currently, as of today, our vice president was saying that he had meal with Kaduna Sokoto, Kaduna, one of the one kept Boko Haram leaders after that time. So when we say we want government to come in to do what? Government is already in. Their finger is in there. They have identified their hands in it. They have colleagues and cronies in it. So to call them out is the problem. What we have currently is a Mexican standoff where I am involved, you are involved. I can't call you out because you hold leverage over me. That's the situation where it's transactional.
It's transactional. Yeah. And
it's transactional war.
You know, you've just hit the nail on the head. It's a transactional war.
Okay.
I said you've hit the nail on the head. It's a transactional war. But I wanted you to, if there is something that you would advise, how do you think we should move forward from here? I mean, with the situation of things now, with insecurity on the high rise, what do we do from here?
It's a free fall currently until we have a complete shift from the paradigm we are on. What does that mean? Let us have a complete change in government. This current government does not have the will to do. This current government came in on the wings of transactional politics.
Yeah.
So all of these factors will be affected because your cronies must be compensated. So
I want to add something to what Mr. Oladimeji is saying. Mr. Oladimeji, another thing is this. You know, when you keep appointing people based on relationship, you are not helping the security. Yes, or based on tribal sentiments, you are not helping the situation.
Exactly.
I remember when the former chief of armed staff was there, General Iyejirika, who was on the verge of stopping Boko Haram. But he was reported to President Jonathan that he was committing genocide. And that was how he was removed from office. Till date, in 2009. Till date. Remember, the Boko Haram is gaining more grounds instead of we being defeated. Yeah, they're gaining more grounds. So it is that tribal sentiment, putting a square peg in a round hole. And that it's not going to work. So when you get it, I think again, let me help you a little bit. I think again, we should have a general security summit where everybody, the traditional rulers, everybody should come together. Okay. Let's part a chart way to this. Because if we continue with every day they come to the pages of this paper to tell the president this, they have meetings every Wednesday. The president have meeting with the security chiefs, and they keep giving him the hope that they are doing this, they are doing that, when nothing is being done. There is no technology. You can't even access. People are going into the deepest side of a forest to go and live. How do you access there? Vehicle cannot even get there. Armored car cannot even get there. So you need new technologies. If they can help themselves, let them invite the people who gave them independence.
We're actually coming to this particular thing.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
You could see that this is it's more than we can.
It is unfortunate because it is very important. Today, in Benue State, they have abandoned the systems and they are, completely involved and engaged in absorbing converted Boko Haram members into the military and into the
yes.
Without penalty.
It's very terrible.
Yeah.
This government is getting out of hand, but
my take on this is, I think the government, I know we keep on saying the government is not doing anything, but at the same time, we still need to, encourage them. We see what you're doing, we appreciate you, but you need to do more. You need to prioritize the health sector. You need to prioritize the citizens of Nigeria. The Cameroonians might have given them refuge for now, but it definitely will not be permanent. So they should do the necessary things that they are supposed to do. If you can't provide security for those people, invite the people that gave you independence, just like the comrade said. Invite them. They already have the equipment, they have the material, the tech. Let them come here and do what is necessary. That's all I need to say.
You know, you people are saying that they should go back to the people that gave them independence. My own is that it's not like they don't even have the technology. They have the type of money that Nigeria has can get them any technology they want. It's not the problem of even getting the technology. Yes, so they already have the money if they want to. So it's not as though they've not thought of, oh, we don't have this technology. They've seen that we don't have this and we don't have that. We can get it, but they just choose not to. Instead of using the 5 trillion naira that they are borrowing or the billions of naira they are borrowing, they're instead putting that into roads or putting it into not even exactly I'm saying. Now, what they are giving us, the picture they are painting for us is that they are renovating Murtala Mohammed, the airport. They are trying to get us good roads, the Lagos Calabar coastal road that cost them I don't know how much. Now they have borrowed money for another set of roads. So all of these things are just fronts that they are putting up. If they really care, we'll see, and we need to see the government care about Nigerians, because Nigerians' lives are very, very important. But thank you very much to everybody who has joined in the conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Oladimeji, for your contribution. We really appreciate you, and you are welcome, sir. And thank you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, for your contribution. As always, it's always a pleasure. And to Ifoma Oji for always being in the studio with me. It's always a big pleasure.
Same here.
And to all our viewers, thank you again for joining us and sticking with us every time we come on air. Don't forget that you can share your comments in the comment section. Follow us on all our social media handles at Active Citizens. Also find us on our personal social media page at Sharon NM Chuku and Ifoma
Oji Ifoma or Sophia Oji on Facebook and Miss Alex on Instagram.
And that Mr. Dana will always say you can find them here. But as we say in Anambra, please, if you see something, say something. Till we see you in the evening, don't go nowhere.